make them decisions. And honestly, the way I see things right now, I believe that there's an agreement. There's an agreement between the two governments. That's how I see it. An agreement between the two governments for all the infrastructure to be done by them, all the materials to be bought from China. At the end of the day, it is to China's benefit. Economically, it's to China's benefit. And to me, that Montreal management is just a structure that has been put in place for certain people to manage the finance and to benefit from it, to do whatever they desire to do with that finance. So, and if they put 80% of it into infrastructure and they hold 20% for themselves, we are easily fooled. We're just looking at the infrastructure. We see a pretty looking building. We're excited because we see a whole heap of buildings going up. Right? But we're not thinking beyond that. We're not thinking about the possibility that somebody managing that money that they put outside of the consolidated fund, something that is not supposed to do by law. And because it's outside of the consolidated fund, the citizens have no way of knowing how much is being spent, no way of controlling, keeping those that spending it under certain, and so they can do whatever they like. But at the end of the day, look at Bath Estate. They have a few apartments in Bath Estate. You go and look at them apartments and they're collapsing, they're falling apart. They look rugged already. And that's what will happen with all of them, because if the government is putting them up just to fool you, because the pretty building will fool you. In 2 and 3 and 4 years time, when they have to come back and paint it and maintain it and fix this and fix that.
But always remember there with these low-cost houses there.
Yeah. But check that, they tell you it's $400,000 for one apartment. Right? When they tell you it's $400,000 for one apartment, if the cost of the apartment is really $200,000, the other $200,000 they can manipulate. Because you believe them already that it's 400,000. So once they convince you that it's 400,000 for each apartment, they can do whatever they like with the money.
And this is exactly what it is.
Yeah, they keep defrauding the state.
And you said it well in your beginning of your statement that the people need to think for themselves, they need to analyze. So that's what I was telling the guy. We're not telling you, let's go. We're talking to you and we're explaining to you what is going on. And we want you to think about it, look at it, analyze it for your own self and tell yourself what you think. Do you think it's worth fighting for or not? It's up to you. And then if you don't think it's worth fighting for, cool, fine. But do not discourage those that wants to fight, for change and for better. If you feel you're okay, then don't be selfish and try and that's where a lot of people doing that. They feel like they're okay, they're comfortable, so they want to discourage people.
No, but if I benefit, why should I encourage you, man?
Yeah, but you have to encourage, but don't discourage. Just hold your corner.
I still believe the majority of Dominicans are not inside.
You're correct on that.
And Pyro tell it to the devil will have its supporters.
Yes, so you always have a few. You have a few that supporting the nonsense.
But if you louder than the majority, that's what's going on.
They're not louder. Don't get it twisted. The majority just haven't found their voice. They're not louder.
At the moment.
You check me, they're not louder. Remember, this machinery is a machinery that has been going on for many years. You check, it's a culture that has been adopted, it's a culture that grew into Dominicanism. You check. So, we coming out and speak, not going to just make it change overnight.
Yeah, for sure we know that.
We check. Yes, we might touch a few people, yes. But it's going to take a lot of work. You check me? Yes, you might feel like, boy, frustrated because you're talking to people and some people might check like, yeah, they're not supporting what we say, but at the end of the day, that is what it is. You check, you have to keep going, you have to keep struggling, you check, you have to keep the fight. Because it's a fight, you check. But what that is important is that you know you're doing the right thing. You check. And at the end of the day, if you do the research, you know for certain the majority of Dominicans are nothing, whether they're supporting Labour, whether they're supporting you, they're not in favor of what happening in Dominica. And every time we go out, we see it.
Yeah, man.
See, in the same way you,
Yeah, man.
in the same way you say it is necessary to teach the Constitution. That is a new concept. That's something that hasn't been done. It's like when I was in high school, it wasn't, you go to Martinique and Guadeloupe, it is known. People from the time they're in primary school, what they set their mind to is going from primary to secondary to sixth form and then to university. We never had that here. So now is a change of mindset. Same thing with
we
the
don't even have a university.
right. Same thing with the Constitution. You want to start to introduce the Constitution. It's something that will slowly come and people will start to pick up on it and so on. Right? But
Yeah, and see like when we was in December, not December, the fellas were eager
right.
to learn about the Constitution.
But then
And you still have those now that, like an elder gentleman who tells Bola now, who are we to go and learn the Constitution? But the youth eager to learn it.
right. But then let me show you why I
have to
raised
look
that
at
now.
the different
The reason I raised that now.
demographic of the society too. You check.
Yeah.
The reason I raise that is because the same way you want to bring that in as a new concept for people to start to learn from that and start to develop that idea that is necessary to know the Constitution. It's the same technique they're using with their apartments, you know.
It's the same
Housing schemes in the past were totally different design, totally different idea, a totally different concept and reasoning, you know.
Yeah.
A totally different reason why they did it in the way they did it.
Yeah.
It was small houses, it was maybe even, you could even call it plywood in some cases. Core houses and them things there. But they were giving you a reasonable piece of land with a little backyard and something that you could work
Expand
towards
on that.
expanding, right? And you build and you bit by bit you put a few blocks. And then when you get your first floor done, you start working on a second floor, and you know what I'm saying? So we have to, young people don't know about those things. A lot of young people, the younger generation, you bring them to Bath Estate and you tell them that was a housing scheme and they don't know that. They're like, wow, they didn't know that. Cane Field housing scheme, stock farm, right? How many other housing schemes, you know? And every time those housing schemes were set up with the intention of people owning the land and being able to better the construction that they were given. It's like you give a man a fish and you teach him to fish. That's how they say it, give him a fish and teach him to fish.
It's best to teach him to fish rather than
Right,
giving
give
him
him a fish, right. So it is the same kind of mentality. But now there's a reason why they're building apartments. There must be a reason, and we have to ask ourselves, why? Why is it that they change that whole concept?
That's a strategy
Where
of
they-
poverty.
It's a strategic thing. Why is it that they have decided that the man that most needs it, right, must live in an apartment instead of having a little wooden house on a piece of land that he can develop over time? Because remember, you give a man, he might be very poor. You give him a small piece of land with a little wooden house. He might never be able to afford to put blocks and build it. but he might have 3 or 4 children. And the 3 or 4 children now, when they come up, they can afford to do it. But now you're giving them apartments and you're putting them in them enclosed spaces.
Right. And when they make 3 or 4 children, it's problem now.
Problem, brother, man.
That is poverty, brother.
The walls enclosed, you can expand, the children...
When you come out your door, you have 4 or 5 other doors around you. And I've seen it outside in the more developed countries. And if it happening there, you know what I'm saying, you walk out of your door and the elevator not working, and you have to walk down the steps, and a man do a dump on the step, my brother, and you have to walk past that. Every day you seeing it. Sometimes man doing that inside the elevator. But you have no control over it because where you live, that's where the door is.
Yes,
and the door bringing you out into that space all the time, a space that you have to share with others.
Yes, sir.
So if you have one person out of the 4 or 5 that's filthy and they keep doing the filthy stuff outside your door, it's either you clean it or you fix it every day.
Yeah.
So why is it that they change that now? Why is it that they decide it's apartments they're going to be giving people?
They're going to build projects.
Why?
To put the people in poverty, brother.
Places to build in those projects in nice, you know, countryside areas, nice, you know, places is nice.
Tell me about
Yeah.
these cements now.
You know, I'm telling you, the places where you're doing those things, that just, you know, you're going to put up there in La Plain and Castle Bruce, those places where you have so much land in abundance, where people can, you know, have the agricultural vibes and things, so you're going to put projects there. I don't mind, you know, in the city, you know you have one of the projects, but when you put that all over the place, if you go to those places there, you have so much land in abundance, enough land to put a nice housing schemes.
The city is one thing, the countryside is another. You have to have 2 different approaches.
You can have the city country.
You see, I want to say something. I mean, I study architecture, and I kind of understand it because even, for instance, in Cuba they have these micro districtos. Them things came under social housing and these whole social movements. In Guadeloupe, right next door, you have Guadeloupe Matrix. You have the same type of development in terms of the apartment construction, and part of it is a need to fulfill a want of housing. Part of it is political. You know, in Dominica, they can see for certain most of it is political, because we have to always be critical about things and look at the demographics. Who are the people receiving those apartments?
Supporters of the party.
Exactly. What is the criteria for getting an apartment?
Support the party.
So
You have to be right.
it boils down to a matter of cornering the people into and bullying them into supporting what is a political machine. The whole structure of the government is set up in terms of bullying weedy people in. You look at it and you see, right here in Newtown, and it's a thing for the past time, is a thing I really want to point out, because you have a political constituency office, Roseau South Labour Party office, being housed together with a government assistant program officer. Right, 108 Victoria Street. The same staff is the staff for the Labour Party constituency, is the same staff for the government. So right there is a major corruption within itself. You know?
I don't know who is who.
Exactly, and that is a thing that's supposed to be clearly defined. Government and party is supposed to be clearly defined. Yet still,
Eyes is eyes, nose is nose.
no. we have to look at the psychological effect of this type of things on the society. Okay? It's in a way one set of people, but for them to come into that umbrella, you would have to transform into this whole political directive. You'd have to be, this is bullying you, you know. You'd have to, exactly, and they're telling it to you right on
Giving
there.
you no choice, basically.
Right, so you would have to support red for you to get assistance. You'd have to support red for you to be.
Yeah, man.
Because they're showing it to you is a government office being run in a Labour Party constituency office, and it's not supposed to be. Government supposed to be neutral. Government supposed to be for everybody. So when you go to a government office, you're supposed to feel welcome.
Yep.
Whether you're blue, whether you're red, whether it's poppy,
Dominican,
whether it's freedom, no matter who you're supporting. You check.
Because government there to serve the people.
Exactly. But they're showing it to you, you know. You check me. So now, imagine you, and it's the same thing. I was having a conversation with a labor right, you know. And the man tell me, when I brought it to his attention, he herself telling me, boy, what you say there is true. Because if you switch it around, and his workers that was running the country, and his workers that have that happening there, he as a labor right would not go into that office.
Yeah.
But if you had no need to be in a government office, you have a problem.
Exactly. You check. So, and these are the people that are responsible for saying, okay, told her to get a material assistance. These are the people that selecting who to get what and what under the whole directive.
If it's there told her to get assistance, well,
but that's what I tried and tell you. So it bullying you, the Labour Party has formed a scheme of how to bully the people into supporting Labour Party.
For sure.
Check. And the whole apartment vibes, the whole
all you have to do, all you're doing is check to people, right?
Yeah, the whole ideology of government assistance is a major part of that program, you know. You understand? Because you have to be able to show your allegiance, you have to be able to show your loyalty to red for you to be able to say, well, yes.
If you're not red, you're dead.
Right, and for you to be able to get an apartment, or for you to be able to get some form of assistance.
A friend of mine was telling me the reasoning about anything once. And she said to me, a lot of it is how we communicate the message. When you communicate the message, you have to...
It's more than just communication.
Hold on, the person you're talking to, you have to put them in the position of the recipient. So in other words, you don't say, them man doing this, them man doing that. Create the story and then put them in it.
Yes, but hear what I'm
saying. Tell them, how do you feel about that?
Yes,
because
but
you see,
hear what I'm saying to you. Hear what I'm saying to you, right? The reality is, Labour Party is running a constituency office.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Together with a government office. This using the same staff, the same people. Right, this has a psychological effect.
Let me tell you what's going on.
The community, on the society.
Let me tell you what's going on in Dominica today, my brother. Slowly but surely, the government of today is changing the governmental system under which we live.
Yes, I agree.
All the permanent secretaries have to be supporters of the all the persons in positions.
Allies.
All the persons in positions of influence have to be supporters of theirs. Why? In order to protect the machinery of the Labour Party.
Yes.
So that everything will come down to that one party and the one man that leads it. And unless our people understand that and recognize that, they have to approach it from a it's like you have that plot of land and Tola had that plot of land next to you, and Tola keep moving the boundary post and putting it there for him to get more land, who going to move it back? You'd have to move it back in. If you don't move it back, he's gonna push it a little more and a little more and a little more until he pushes you out. So we have to understand. We have to understand that we, each and every one of us, has to be a protector of the democracy that we have, that we live in, that we know what we know from the past, and we're seeing it changing right in front of our eyes. Unless we do something, nothing gonna happen.
And this is why
it's just gonna keep going more and more and more down that road.
This is why we keep saying democracy. You have to be educated about democracy to be able to live within a democracy.
You train in Cuba?
Yeah.
Right? You have Cubans here working here right now.
Yeah.
Right? Nurses and doctors and so on. If you talk to a lot of the Cuban nurses and doctors, they love their country to the bone, but they hate the system under which they live in. Because they know that while they're working here as a necessity, but they know that the colleagues that they're working with, they don't even know which one reporting back on them. Right? Because the same person you're working with might be reporting back on you and saying, boss, this and that and that.
Remember,
that's what he's doing and things. They have a constant eye on you. And it's the same thing that happening here now in Dominica.
Apart from that, remember the Cubans have an embassy. Right? They have been controlled to the embassy. But even in Cuba, what we do not, what the average Dominican would not know about the Cubans that live and work down here, is that they come on what they call a mission. When you are sent overseas to work on behalf of the state, on behalf of the Cuban government, you come to represent the Cuban government. You are sent on what is called a mission. Now when you leave to go on mission, if anything goes wrong, or what is perceived, what they would perceive to go wrong, like you might defect, your family is the one that's going to take the streets. They're going to punish your family for that. Right? And it's something that is well known in the Cuban society. Now, it's just like what you're saying. When you look at it, some people have said that, oh, Dominica is becoming a police state. Dominica is already a police state.
Long time.
You watch, and it's what you're saying there is true. When you watch the analogy between Dominica and Cuba, we live in basically the same society. Because I can remember clearly that Cuba, I can never forget one time I was coming from a club, 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's this guy laying on the side of the road, right? Pretending to be asleep, spying on the people, spying and listening to who's saying what. But it just so happened somebody in the group went up to him and was about to kick him or some kind of thing like that. And he got up. But he realized we were foreigners, so when he got up he pulled out his identification card. He's a police officer.
And that would be a big mistake. Big mistake to kick that man. You get yourself in shit.
You understand? But that is to show you the extreme that they go to get information on who is against the government. And it's the same thing with here. And over there, once you are labeled as an anti-revolutionary, right? Everything goes wrong for you, so the entire system turns against you. It's the same thing with here. We have Labour Party people in all communities. They have created a structure, you see, in the village councils, within the communities. They go back and they report and say, well, yeah, you know, Tola is a man, Tola nothing's favor from Labour Party. They come there and say, Mojo not in favor of Labour Party. Man, hey, boy, them fellas there, that block there, the man there is not Labour Party, man. You check. Now you cannot get assistance from the government. All of a sudden the government will not give you assistance. All of a sudden you'll find certain things you maybe used to do or used to get, you cannot get it again. You check. So right now, but we have laws compared to Cuba. We are supposed to be able to deal with the whole victimization and discrimination thing. You know, and sometimes that is why there's wonder to our legal fraternity even really looking at these things. You check?
They will chip away at that. I believe our legal fraternity, I believe they get comfortable because they get in work through that crooked system, they get in work. Trust me, I seen it. They pull the thing because they get in work, they get in their dollars turning for them through all the crookedness and all the nonsense that's going on. But we come back to where I start here. You see the youths and them, see them elders, their head don't block already. Then you have our generation, you have like Pyro say, the majority. But then you see the future, the youths and them is who we need to really target right now. To get them to understand, because their parents, even their parents misleading them. Either they like for instance, one of them youths and them is his parents in the apartment. So in the apartment. So if where he's speaking is like he feels comfortable. But he doesn't understand that is just for a while. And he's not analyzing, like Bernard say, he's not analyzing the situation for himself. He's just going on based on his parents, just following. So we have a whole heap of followers.
You working?
No.
Alright.
We have a whole heap of followers. He did get a job and then he stopped work because he say his school, he wanted it was clashing with his thing. But how he get a job? Politically again. You understand me? That's how he got the job. He got the job because of his parents and the power rep, and that's how we get the job.
Maggie, I can say something. I listen to all for you, but I can tell only one thing. You see, right now in Dominica, it's not if you support in red, you're going to get now.
Yeah.
Right now you're red and you're still dead.
You're correct.
Yeah.
But you have to beg.
I tell, not even beg. I tell you right now you're red and you're still dead. Because the situation serious. Because you hear in the disgruntledness in the same people that voted for red. Now they have questions to answer to their children because they are the ones who tell their children, boy, vote for that government because better will come, you will get work, you will get this, you will get that. But where the work, all the work is going where Chinese, and they are being aware of it right now. The pressure is building seriously. Because young people want to earn. Now is their time to shine, now is their time to earn things in life, You understand? And majority of the people not working because they can never be pleased. What they have expected is not that coming their way right now.
Somebody asked a question there which that needs to be looked into. All these foreign workers, these foreign people that are working there, are they paying social security? Are they paying taxes?
Maggie, I'll be honest with you, I don't know for the rest, but you see the Chinese do pay no taxes. Even those that have their storeroom. Listen to what I tell you. Listen to me carefully. You see, especially those that have their stores in Roseau, they're not paying not one tax. You want to know why I can tell you that? Listen to me, Maggie. You want to know how they're not paying no tax in Dominica, especially the Chinese. When you go in their stores in Roseau and buy, you get in a receipt in return. When you buy whatever you're buying from them, are you getting a receipt in your hand in return?
I never really.
Oh, you don't check in that?
I believe my view is that, because remember, they say if you get the wrong end of the stick, if you get the wrong deal out of an agreement between two governments, is because your government dropped the ball. They lapse. Because your government you put a government there to look for your best interests and the best interests of the state, the country where you live, right? So the Chinese are looking for the best interests for China, right? And remember, my brother, China has one of the largest populations, if not the largest population in the world, right? So the more they can move their people out and into other countries where they can be satellites, where they can be tentacles, where they can be, it's like you're the head of the octopus and all the tentacles out there. The better it is for them, because when they move them out, the country where they move them to has the responsibility for their education, for the education of their children, for their health care, for everything, right? So when they do their deal to the benefit of their people. So I believe personally that the deal that they have with the government that we have, and that government does not want to reveal to us the people.
And we need to know that.
That deal is set up in such a way for them, the Chinese, to have the benefit that they have in not paying taxes and not paying anything, right? And a friend of mine was here recently, wanted to buy a t-shirt or a few t-shirts to bring back when she was going back. And she said to me, but they tell me if I go into Roseau by the old market, I'll get t-shirts there, but it costs him 3 times what it costs in the Chinese shop. So why should I go and buy it there when I can get it 3 times less in the Chinese shop? Well, if the Chinaman paying less, he's not paying tax, he's not paying duty, he's not paying
anything
else, he's not paying, then he can sell it cheaper, and whatever he sells it for goes to his pocket, goes back to reinvest.
I
He's not
believe to
giving
myself,
anything to the state, you know, bro. Everything going to him, right? So we have to ask ourselves that question: Is that right for the Dominican population to be struggling when that is a deal set up by the government? And if that is not what the deal is, then show us the paperwork to prove that that's not what the deal is.
but right now I think all Dominican should need to want to know that thing.
Yeah, man, it's clear. Like,
Because that's a serious situation, because everywhere these guys be, as Maggie said, in the young one was telling him in Bahamas, the Chinese have the airport. And not only Bahamas, Jamaica is another country. It have a few African countries that they earn a lot of things also where the government can't pay them back. So we as a people, I think that is a very important thing for us to know. The understanding that the government have with China. Because China, my boy, basically is a communist country, and a lot of times these politicians is the one who always tell us keep away from communist people. Rosie Douglas was one of the people that was always saying nothing. Rosie Douglas, before he came into power, he used to go around telling the people that United Workers' Party is a corrupt party, and these guys doing business with communist people, which is not good for our country, you know. Today, that is the same government that in power today, and we all know China is a communist place. I mean, we have other deals with communist countries, but we have a better understanding as to the deals we have with the other communist countries. So that's why we need to know the deal that we have with China, and that is an important thing. Watch on the hospital today, we stop there. Big sign. Would you tell me to like to take another picture, man?
The biggest sign is the Chinese one.
Dominican.
You check that, the wording. When you check the wording, the English sign small and the Chinese sign big.
Boy. That's not a joke thing, you know. We laughing that, but that's not a joke. That's a serious thing, brother.
Halfway up to Santa Roma, there. You see the size and everything.
That's a serious thing.
No. What I say in there, what have me for the whole weekend is, I know to myself that, what are you telling me that you feel like it's a good thing they build the airport, like they give them the airport, but the airport they build it, they give it to them, they own it, but it's in no place. So we have an airport, we can use the airport, and a lot of people have that thinking in their head like, if you build a thing in my place, I get to use it. So I never had one, and I know I want, even though you had owned it, but we have.
See when we went to Wesley, right?
Yeah.
You know it, fellas. See the fella I was speaking to. This man has his trucks and everything. And this man is a labor, right? And this man tell me straight, there's no way this project is going to come in Wesley. But Wesley man not to work it. Day after report.
This is
The
a
man say that
must.
straight, the man checking. He personally already block the road. Because when they had 4C, they had a project in Wesley, government project. And they had truckers coming from 4C to come and do the road. And it's checking block the road.
Yeah.
Because it's checking why our Wesley man can have truck and they're telling me a project in Wesley. And you have truckers and that is a labor right. Now that is what I'm telling you. At the end of the day, you have to take on the politics in it.
Yeah, man.
You check
The reality.
because these people, whether they support the Labour Party, they understand what happening.
Of course, brother.
You check me? Yes, like I tell you, you will always find those that support him. The nonsense, because even the devil have his supporters. But
No, but Pyro,
when I
not
watch the
interrupt you,
situation,
Pyro. What I feel Maggie talking about here is a fundamental misunderstanding of people as to what truly development of a people truly is.
yes, that is part of
And
it
that-
too.
Because the youth man cannot understand only your own resources and developing your own skills and talent is a plus.
Yes, I agree with that in what you're saying in about you, but what I'm saying too, because Maggie is taking that example as the majority. That is what Maggie basically
Not the
saying.
majority, like say, you know, a lot of people
That is the
say,
norm.
yeah,
That is the norm. That is what
Yeah.
Maggie is saying. That is the norm. So that is the majority.
yeah, you can see
You
that,
check?
yeah, correct.
But that is not what I see in.
Right. I do see that neither.
You check me because I telling you, you talking to the same labor, right?
I
And
tell
they
you.
telling you, see the new tongue thing they do in the fisheries there. The same labor, right? They on the side this ground too.
David, please.
See, I believe personally, that you have to start to mix visual with mental. You have to get a small.
If it's
a
one thing
small TV
Pyro is
screen or
saying,
something.
I would agree with. What the people really need is direction, guidance,
Yeah, man.
leadership. Man.
Yeah, man.
Proper guidance, proper direction, and proper leadership,
Yeah, man.
brother. We can change things.
Yeah.
And that is what the people lacking in, and that is
But
what
of
have the
course.
people broken. You
Of
understand?
course.
Whether they blue, whether they red, they broken on both sides. So right
Mhm.
now the people disgruntled with any government that they right now because it's against all of us, brother. Not against one step, but against everybody. It's on all of us doorstep.
Right now, look at the amount of people who selling from their vehicles. The amount of people who selling from the sidewalk. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, man, it's a Chinese invasion, you know, and it's
Yeah,
clear as day, you know.
And the Chinese building concrete buildings, in Rosewood
But you see by the port,
to
man.
put shops.
Tomorrow I have to go and check it out with a closer look, you know, by the port. Just above the port, where the coolest thing was there.
Yeah, man, they give
Yeah,
that to the Chinese in the north, man.
I saw a thing.
Government of, and that is one of the things, right? The government is saying you arrest, the police arrest 2 man, one son misdemeanor for espionage. Right? At the end of the day, you release them man, no charge. Okay, the land above your
Port of
port,
entry.
your main port,
Yeah.
where them man have a tactical advantage. Right?
So what they put
Over the port.
A big
Yeah,
structure.
that man have a
when
big.
I watch up there, I see,
Serious
but
structure.
that thing looking like a parking,
Boy,
like a
that-
multi-level parking or something in the building there.
Another packet facility for sure.
Hmm?
That's definitely
So
not
I'm
a
going to take a
packet
closer look
facility.
and tomorrow I'm going to take a closer look and find out exactly what's going on.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's looking like some warehouse facility, but it's definitely because it's a metal
Yeah,
structure.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would
Well,
make more
well,
sense.
Definitely
All you
warehouse
know-
facility.
All you know, it might be something for them
When they
when they bring in their stuff in the
Put it-
port.
Yeah,
They
straight
just
in
move
there.
it up there.
But what I'm saying
And
is
then from
that,
there they distribute.
Yeah.
apart from that, you made a big this whole man scary come and he make this whole charade about boy, privacy and rain and drone flying about. Well, you giving foreigners espionage. You remember they charged 2 man espionage. They didn't charge. Well, at the end of the day, they end up not charging the fellas. But you arrest 2 people on the basis of conspiracy, espionage, right? Look now, you give in a foreign government a tactical position over your main port,
Giving them a tactical position over your money, industrialist.
and you're talking about espionage. It's like, what the man really about now?
Absolutely nothing.
You check.
But line your pockets with money and filling people with leadership.
Your house, the same. Right, man. If you see you have to go down into that, it's a whole set of nonsense. The same house, yes, they arrest them man for espionage. It was built by foreigners. Foreigners have all the plans. They know everything about the house. So if
That's not the reason why they done that.
yes, but at the end of the day, we have to look at the reason they give and the things they are doing. You check, because if you arrest 2 man for espionage, but the same compound was designed and built by foreigners, everything about
You
it,
see, Byron?
foreigners. So if the man wanted to know anything about that place and the whole layout and everything, it's a foreigners that have it.
Byron,
So if they want to sell it, they can sell it. Who knows?
you see me? You want about the Dominican people. Whether you red, whether you blue, you're so much of an idiot you want to make yourself into.
Boy.
And that's all I can see. How much you willing to divorce reality with how much you willing to divorce reality from your politicians. Your girlfriend lie for you, you good with her. Your boyfriend cheat on you, you good with him. Your child lie is punishment. A prime minister still is gil. A prime minister lose 30% of our economy is gil.
I joke that.
Madness.
But let none of your friends, your family members, do none of what them man doing. Is enemy business up there. And people have to realize what it is that they actually choosing there.
Yeah.
And that's a serious thing we have to take in Dominica as to how people looking at the situations with those fellas. What kind of levels you put in them and relative to the people that are around you. Your husband are you outside receiving on chair. Your partner take a money on you, you good with him. You understand me? But we have a boss man that holding up our paycheck. And in any ghetto, on any work, on any job site, under any contract, if a man holding up your money is a problem. If you get a word, the boss man holding up a $20 on your paycheck is a problem. We have evidence of a man stealing from us, not even a man, our whole system stealing from us, the poor people, and we're trying to make excuses for it. It's like you go and work primary check, and the boss man hold up your salary and tell you let's go buy fortune and eat, you know. And you're happy to boast you go buy fortune and eat,
Yes,
not remembering you had a salary to earn, you know. And that's how people have themselves. We forget we have a life to live and we are begging for
It's an abusive relationship.
well,
But that same thing you just mentioned, that discussion with a girl one time about that. And I said to her, look, you know, his youths don't grow up with your youths. You know. They live a totally different lifestyle. You know. She said, no, what do you mean? I said, well, they have a whole different lifestyle than you. She said, no, that's not true. I've been to the Prime Minister's house. I went to a party for his children with my little youth. I said, how often you have a party? Once for the year, you know. And that one party you went to excite you so much that for the rest of the year your children can't mix and mingle with his children. But you're excited because you went to that one party. Your children went to that one party and swim in the swimming pool once. And all of a sudden, the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? And it's so obvious the disparities. Right now, a wall go up there. They start to put tiles on the wall now. And the tiles look in the same color as the tiles on the house. But if the tiles come on the outside, the tiles gonna go on the inside of the wall too. And we're not asking us.
And you know what the man, boy, the man telling me, the same elder tell me, you know, nobody can do what and make him take on the government. Tell me, so fellas, so let me tell you something. So if tomorrow, all you, whoever comes in government, you know, come in charge. All you don't want to live in a big mansion too. I should be like, what kind of thinking is that, my brother? Like, what a mansion have to do with the country and the country situation and like what you're talking about? Like, we have no problem. Like, you make it based on the dwelling place of the prime minister.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to reflect the situation of the economy.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, if the economy is performing poorly, then why is it that the prime minister, during the period, I ain't talking about, during the period, why is the economy is performing poorly, that you could go out and have yourself that type of a mansion where costing the state 64,000. Nah, them thing is.
And at the same time talking about cutting.
You understand? So what kind of message you really sending to the people? Because if and it's what like Mojo checking it's so right because there it is you're saying 2021 is going to be very difficult and man have to yeah, you know, and get ready for some stringent measures but at the same time you as the controller of the finance is splurging and showing the world that you can afford a 64,000
during the hardest time. He refused as a man responsible for finance to give bus drivers a little change to help them. He refused to help anybody to give them a little change to help them.
And you see,
hold on. And he tell them go to the aid bank and borrow money, take a loan, or who you leaving the money for in your savings account? You might die tomorrow. Go and get that money and use that. But hold on. But then at the same time, with the same mouth, he said what a sad day it is that the Prime Minister of the country must go and borrow money to build his own house.
Yes, but Mr. said that.
Yeah,
so he not supposed to borrow money.
No.
We supposed to pay.
Listen to the statement he's saying.
We supposed to pay for his house.
When the Prime Minister to pay to build his own house.
I can understand.
Have to go to the bank and take a mortgage and build his own house. But he's telling you every day, the poor man, to go and borrow money in the aid bank. For you to pay back, and you scrunting to pay that money, brother man.
Pay back.
A bus driver was talking to the partner of mine. I said to him, boss, have you even thought about that? He said, boy, I didn't think about that, But I said, bro, you're going to take that $15,000 if they give it to you. Your bus making all kind of glock, all kind of noise. You take that 15,000 and you fix as much as you can on that. Right? And the minute you drive it out there again, it's starting to rough it up again. And you have to take 5-10 years to pay that 15,000. Bro, in 2 years' time, the bus need another setup again. And you're still owing on that 15,000.
They have passengers.
Yeah, the breaking news.
I think an aspect of that the general society is not even really considering is that bus drivers are not the only self-employed people in the country.
No, according to the
you have how many bars, stores, I mean, so what, these people don't need it.
No,
Like
but
myself,
only
like
bus
myself,
driver.
but
like
I'm just
myself.
saying- I'm saying generally.
No,
Like
no,
me.
that is the image that has been portrayed, that
Right.
$15,000 been
For bus
put
driver.
in for bus drivers. So what
Right.
I'm saying is that, so what happened to all the other aspects of the society? Where you have farmers, you have engineers, you have architects, you have,
And really falling on one man house.
good.
so bus drivers alone not need
And when the
assistance.
president called a state of emergency, we have to compensate the people that have businesses because it's here cost them no loss. And multiple aspects of business was affected by that situation. So that man constitutionally owing people money. Constitutionally. And at the end of the day, back to the example he was given because they put a latest money to loan there. Where the extra sales coming out for you to pay that extra expense. Because you don't know what stagnated sales and putting down the extra loan on your behalf.
The extra money, yeah.
So then, when you're getting the extra sales to cover that extra cost, it's not available in the economy that these gentlemen running.
Chinese.
Boy.
And when
And another thing,
Chinese very,
I'm not an economist, but
MNC.
when I analyze what's going on with the banks and aid bank and so on, to me I might be wrong, but to me a lot of that money is coming in as grant money. Right?
It is.
Coming in as grant money, and then they utilizing it to give people loans. So you put in the loan on top of the poor man. When you get that money as a grant, and you're telling them, I'm helping you by giving you a loan at 1%, right? But the only reason, under normal circumstances, when an economy running well, when they give you a loan is 4%, 5%, 6%, right? But things are so rough, the economy is so bad, they have to give it to you at 1% for you to be, for you to even think about accepting it. But it's so necessary for them to have you borrow it, that they have to tell you, boss, I'm not going to give you anything for free. Go to the aid bank and get the $15,000 loan, pay the 1%. Why? Because the same bank need to make some kind of profit for it to keep ticking over. So even if it's 1% they give it to you at, they have to give it to you at some. They have to encourage people to take loan for the banks to survive. Because the economy is
Because
bad.
no bank transaction isn't taking place.
Banks have it rough too.
The economy bad.
The entire
Everybody
economy
have it
has
rough.
it bad.
Yes.
They shouldn't be pretending that they don't
And all
have
them,
it bad.
all them money they make from the sale of passports.
Crucial now, you know. Private
All that
crucial.
money they made from the sale of passports, if they had used it responsibly, we wouldn't have them kind of
We
problems.
never touch the money for the passports. We never ever touch the money because
We never see that.
we see it, we just never touch it. We just see it. We just see it spending in our eyes. Touching it and being participants out of that money is another thing altogether.
You're right, good.
You're talking about things like Fort Young Hotel. You know the Nasifs get selling passports.
Yeah.
Who the Nasif have?
They get
Foreign
their
contractors.
share.
So now
Chinese.
Nasif
Yeah.
get the Dominican passports, sell it, generate money.
Not a foreign, talking about that, not a foreign company that do the new wing in Esmatuna.
No, a lot of local man I see that. There are a lot of local man on that particular project. There are a lot of
I just asking you, I'm not
I'm not
sure.
sure if it's a local company, but there are a lot of local men.
I should tell me talk
There are a lot
about.
of a crew of man I know. The man was working, the man. So they had, but that wasn't passport money. That is private money. But you don't want taking passport money,
Yeah.
Dominica asset, selling it, and then going and get a Bajan company,
And they give it
a Bajan company
Yeah.
to do
NH.
Fort Young.
Trini.
Get a Trini company to take our money and export it to Trinidad. Our assets still export to Trinidad. So at the end of the day, how exactly we touching that passport money? We have the hotel, the apartment situation with MMC, $1.2 billion.
Just a bill. How many of them have
And
same age?
them man give MMC give the Chinese We are the example of, look at that two-body stadium right now, and the Chinese building apartments.
Right in our face.
Out of the 1.2 billion. So it's a clear example that we we see it, you know.
Not anything
but we
to
don't never
to
touching that money generated, you know.
Look any Chintong by credit union there.
So
we have Venus walls and it just have a big sign there.
But all of us complain about it. But not necessarily to feel
listen to me now.
And it's owned by somebody locally there.
Listen to me.
Yo,
for me right now, I heard Lofty said two things on the radio today. And I agree, and I think like, yeah, real talk, you know. He said two things. He said one is like at what point that straw only camel back like
that's it, that's not a blessing.
I think Lofty.
Blessing,
anyway, one man
it.
say yeah. That straw there, like at what point that straw like seems to be weighing a ton because it does seem to be breaking the camel back. Because I find there is too much things, my brother. You don't know what I know you. How much, boy, the amount of things that are happening, you can't learn two hands. It's so many things that are happening, my brother.
Too many issues.
The man in a $64,000 apartment, month apartment, all these things, 40% of our GDP gone to Barbados. That is just too much, my boy. How the blood, how all that can be happening and man still just, if somebody can do all that, and you know, and man don't feel like that is enough. Like what is going to be enough now, my brother? And he said something, you know. By the time we come to really stand up and say it's enough, the place might be irreparable. You check it. The country might be the damage so bad that it cannot even be fixed. Yeah, brother. That's what I see, you know, my brother. If we don't do something now, we're gonna get like Haiti, and we're gonna see people eating out of cans and things, and we all together.
You know, the other day I watching a thing on Haiti. It's not to put the Haitians down, you know. It's just to show the situation that, you know, we grew up and we used to see Africa and we used to talk about how poverty in Africa and seeing and them Africans have it bad and and all the dictators in Africa and so on. But right in our Western culture and our Western hemisphere in the Caribbean, right here in CARICOM, we have the same problem of those African countries. And I watching the other time I watching a program on Haiti, and them man have a thing where the poverty is so hard in certain places that these people making a kind of a mud biscuit kind of a thing. You check? Like people so poor they taking the earth and they making a biscuit with
where have
earth.
In Haiti?
Yeah man, with earth. They have a name for it and everything and they selling it.
What?
You check for little money they selling it.
What?
Yeah man.
Dirty
People
eating
eat,
that.
yeah man, people eating that.
Ah!
You check?
But that's why I say when people...
That's just to make you feel like you eat something, you shit that out.
But it's like it's like a lot of people in England, I see women smoking just to stay slim, you know, but
yeah, but it
they want to
this is
stay
like
slim and
foul.
sexy, so they smoke and they don't eat.
Yeah, they have
When
a
they're
choice.
hungry, they smoke.
There is people that have a choice.
No, I just showing you.
Yes, I understand. But those that have a choice.
But I always
they choose to do what they do.
But I always say that is what we need to be cognizant of when we're judging our own people and we're claiming that our people are lazy. Because it's not that Dominicans are lazy, it's that Dominicans know a different life. The Haitian come from an extremity of poverty, right? That when he land in a place like Dominica is the garden of Eden for him. Our people not wanting to run him down and kill him and chop him with cutlass and all that kind of thing. And he can get any job he gets. Any job he gets, he'll do it. I've spoken to Haitians who work on the farm, and they tell me, boy, one partner tell me, boy, Dominica rough, Dominica hard. I say, why you say that? I want to hear it from your mouth. Why you say that? He say, boss, I'm living on a farm up in Bells up there. But I say, I'm living on a farm. And thank God I'm working on a farm because I don't know how people in the city surviving. Dominicans, Haitians, I don't know how they surviving. He said to me, a bag of fertilizer is $70. And what they paying me every day for a day's work is $60. So tell me, how am I supposed to survive on that? The only way I can survive is because I'm working the land, so I can live off the land. What I grow, I can eat. But if I wasn't working on the land, crap will smoke my pipe, brother.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'm saying to you now, the Dominican now, when you watch him and tell him when he used to working for $80 or $100 a day, when $80 or $100 could buy him 4 times what it can buy him now, and you're telling him instead of paying him $80 or $100, you're paying him $60 for the day.
That's why people live in
Yeah, man.
If you imagine, and that is easy what you say there.
So that is how we have to look at it.
You're correct,
No,
brother.
you see what you say now? I remember one time, right? I was running a little project site, and it got some issues. And you know, we used to converse something, and I always used to tell them that it's not that we Dominicans do not like all you, or is that we hate on it. Nothing like that. It's because of what you all are doing. You come, you meet the price of labor, let us say, $50 for a laborer. Huh? You're not going and come and they're not going to come and accept the same thing. They'll come and try and underbid. So they say, okay, they'll take the minimum wage, $47.50 or $40 or $20 or sometimes even less. You know. Whereas before you'd find a trade man would get a 120 for his day, you know, you shouldn't want to come and do it for $80. Now you marginalizing the society because you're bringing down the standard.
Yes,
so when you bring down the standard now, man going to hate you.
Of course.
No, but if we understand why, we don't have to hit them. It is a choice they don't have, you know, bro.
But
Yes, they don't have a choice, but we have a choice. We have a
Right,
choice.
right.
You're
But
fucking about choice.
who is the man? I'll give you an example. I work with a young Asian guy. Nice guy. Hard working. Himself and his brother work together with me. When the boss man got the chance, he fired him. For no reason, he fired him. So the man at home, I said, well, let me see if I can help him out. I have my ears open, I listening. Somebody say, oh, I need somebody to work my farm for me. So I said, alright, well, I know a partner. I'll bring him to talk to you. I go and pick up my brother and I bring him down there. Talk to him. You're telling him you'll pay him $50 for the day. $50. To start at 7 in the morning and finish working at 3 in the afternoon. 3 or 4 in the afternoon. $50. For him to get there, you have to walk 2 hours for him to get there. And you have to walk 2 hours to get back home. Oh, for $50? So he said, no, you're not doing that. And you could see that just break the man back, you know, because
Yeah, man, after all,
he willing, you know what I'm saying? Willing, but that is how
exploitation, my brother.
yeah,
Steady
people seeing
exploitation.
the opportunity to exploit.
Yeah, man.
Will exploit.
Imagine you mentioned that there about the Asian checking. And I checking like myself as an example.
That's why they're not giving them a permit, you know.
Imagine I have a ride, get it, and I cannot afford a ride. So I hustling for a brethren just so I can utilize his ride. That's exactly like that is the situation. The same situation you explained there, you know. The man only reason he's surviving because he work in the land. So you tap into Asian might happen into man like Pyro say, you marginalizing exactly, and it's affecting us now because I not same situation because you know, man.
Yeah, because the next man gonna want you to work for the same price
thing,
as
yeah.
But if
and
the
that is where the problem
but if the economy was being run properly,
Yes.
and there was more equality across the board, then the Haitians would be able to fit in
and work for the same price.
Exactly, the price would be able to because there are jobs.
Yeah.
We don't have jobs.
Right, so that
We don't have jobs.
have jobs. We have jobs, but the jobs are not regulated.
Yeah.
Because take for instance, you go on a construction site. Have you ever seen planning?
Well, yeah.
Have you ever seen
When it comes to construction, we're supposed to have jobs.
social security, labor division. Do you see these people come on the construction site? Remember, construction is the largest sector. Construction is the largest sector of any economy. You check me? So, well, I shouldn't say any economy, but most economies, construction is the largest sector, right?
Especially a growing economy.
Yes. And when you look at what has happened to Dominica in the past years, you have over 90% of the building stock damaged and a next percentage of it completely destroyed. You know, so this has created
Work.
exactly. Now we can see the work. Hospital being rehabilitated, hospital being built in Marigot, apartments being built all around the country. Health centers, you still have government giving people materials and building houses for materials. So the country has a lot of work. Problem is, where is the pay for those works? Who are the people getting those works? And that is a major issue. We have MMCE, Anthony Haley and company, which are made sole developers under the CBI program. They are the ones that are distributing the contracts under the CBI program. So all these hospitals, all these clinics, all these apartments which are CBI funded are controlled by MMCE, and they decide who to get which contract. So when they decide, well, okay, we give the Chinese that amount of apartments, we give Renault that amount of apartments,
And who's running MMC?
So
they give NH that amount of apartments.
So where them construction companies
So
from?
what happened to us as Dominicans, right? We allow a foreign entity to come into Dominica and dictate to us who should work and who should not work, right? And then we turn around and we bicker amongst ourselves. No, it's time for us to come together and deal with that situation. We have no choice but to make Skerrit and his gang of thieves understand. It's time for them to go. Brother, we cannot allow ourselves to be so compromised that we sit down and decide that we rather a foreigner come and kick us in our backside. Reject than for us to
And let
stand
me
up
tell you something,
and power one another.
the big companies,
But by the way it go in there, how I see it, just so a foreigner wouldn't just take all the work now, a foreigner will be running our country.
But they're already running the
They're running
country.
it already, Nola.
That is what I try and tell you there.
the big
It's
companies,
not
the big
soon,
companies,
they're already
They're running it.
Kwa di kwa mama mwe, pale pume kupon na kwe. Sasa kadi mwe,
Skerrit is a puppet one way.
you Van Dominic.
Where you find them here?
The man is a puppet one way because now Anthony Hayden and them man is would have controlling what happening with the CBI money.
Yeah, who feel you married?
I Dominic.
Ah, yeah.
Spashiko and TV.
She forgot why she had maybe some. Not I Dominic alone.
now the big,
How many
the big
sons?
companies,
Papa Dominic Hodno na.
Okay.
Kalabile sa man. Dominic che pakite you for Dominic Hodno. Eh? That means Dominicans don't make them take Dominica from us, see? They offer
We take it already, we need to take it back.
They give them award session.
now the
Take
big,
the country already, but we need to take it back.
Make this song and say,
Rasta.
don't make them take Dominica from us, and right now it's been
They take it already.
it's stolen from us.
We have to take it
The
back.
party give her an award now, she buy it.
now the big companies, right, that get in the work, they can afford to wait. They can afford to wait for their money, right? Let's look at some of the road projects, for example. They say the road project, the company put the money up front. Same thing with MMC, they put the money up front, they build the homes or whatever and so on. And then they will be paid after.
You see them thing?
Hold on. When they come to pay them, they have to pay them with interest, you know, my brother.
Yes, but
Now
that's
the
what I
local,
come to
now
tell you.
the local contractor now will get a little job here and there. Some of them they happy when they get a little job. Believe me, bro, when they're done, they have to wait a good while before they get paid, you know.
But
And they're
apart from
struggling,
that,
you know, while they're waiting. You know.
let me show you that. You see them things, you see all them kind of a thing. Them things is things to deter people, deter us as citizens, as the people of the land from participating in what that is ours in. You check? Because when you come and you tell a man about bond and them nonsense there, you check me? We're supposed to be dealing with what is the Dominican context, what is our situation. If we do not have a company that can afford, we're supposed to facilitate, be able to facilitate a company that is eager enough to deep. You understand? Because I just tell man, I see it happen in St. Lucia with Reno. The same Reno that in Dominica, I see Reno as a small company. I never forget that in 2006. And I moved to St. Lucia and I went to Reno to look for working. Reno was a small company in Quarries, a couple trucks. You check and doing 1-2 little road work. That was it. When the government changed is when them start to pump project into Reno and do things. And that's when Reno blew up as a major construction company. You check. So if the government of St. Lucia could do it for their people, we have to look at the context. Remember, St. Lucia have the highest economy in the OECS. You check. We have the largest landmass in the OECS in Dominica. St. Lucia have the highest economy in the OECS. So there are things that they have done and they are doing that we can look at and pattern to. Check. If they're taking care of their people, they're taking care of their own. Why can't we take care of our own? Why can't we look out for our people?
And even do better than them.
But of course, because we have more resources.
Yeah, we are bigger than us.
Okay.
More resources.
Yeah, we are more
Check.
things.
So, it's we as a people, we check. And that's why it does have to go back to, you see, man, they bring that up and it's a good thing. Our national anthem.
Yeah.
Each for all and all for each, my brother. You check. But if we are allowing people to come and take what we have, take away all our resources, we will just be like and you see I'm a man too, I like my Kung Fu movie. So even them China and their history, for the Kung Fu movies I learn a lot about them, man. You check.
On Saturday when we're doing the program on Saturday, the vigil on Saturday, I think we should start up with the national anthem.
Of course we have.
Yes. You check. So even them Chinese man, back in the day they used to call them sick men of Asia. You check? And that is why you see now they have all their heroes. They talk about Kung Fu and how much different type of man and thing. You check? Guys man that come up and fight against the imperialists who was Japan as ruling China. You check me? And the Japanese was considered, not just Japanese, but the Asians on our own used to consider the Chinese as sick men of Asia, and they have to fight.
Yeah, that's soft everyone.
They have to rise up and fight for their freedom, you check. And then just watch the situation and then check in 2 days they are the ones now that come in and try to oppress, not try to, but assist this whole system of oppression to facilitate their development. So right now it's on us as a people, as a society, to see what's happening and to fight against it.
Unite and defend.
Yes. To check, because the only way our society can grow is if we empower one another. We cannot be empowering foreigners and expect our society to grow. All them white elephants, all them projects, them things as white elephants, because when them foreigners take the money, they go. The money not staying and develop the country, not empowering the people, not empowering us as a society. Okay? So we not doing with the infrastructure and all them things there. Them things is nothing still. You check it, they have their level, you know, I shouldn't say it's nothing, but they have their level. But The real development is to be able to have we, the people, empowered and developed on a cultural, socio-cultural level where things can be different, you check me, and have a proper society. You have the economic, socio-economic, socio-cultural, you have different aspects of it. You check, so to me, I always looking at it as we have to strive, you check, we have to strive to be.
Yeah, man, I
Have that dream, that goal, that
We have to recognize that it's the responsibility of our government to work in our benefit.
Yeah, and it's our
And it is our
responsibility.
responsibility to ensure that they do that. You know what I'm saying?
see, that's plain and
And if
simple.
we fall asleep on that,
Yeah.
they will look after themselves.
And we fell asleep.
Advantage of it, and that's what
Yes, and
happened.
we have a civic duty.
We fell asleep, so now we need to wake up. Trust me, we fell asleep. Eh?
Of course.
We need to wake up now.
We just wasn't paying attention.
Well, not paying attention to me.
And anybody that wants to know, anybody that wants to know how well they're doing, they just have to go up Mount Daniel and take a look.
Yeah, man.
You have a right to go up there and
Not
take a
even
look.
that, not even that. Just Google the richest prime minister in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
No, I have a better way for people to gauge how well they're doing. The government say low income housing is 400,000.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Google.
And 400,000 in the credit union is $3,800 a month. What kind of a level salary is that? That is what Dominicans have to ask themselves. And is there a government that say $400,000 is low income? You know? So if $3,800 is low income salary, ask yourself where on this scale we fit in.
See, the thing about it is, the people and them, I don't know. Like, because when you think of the amount of things that the government have been saying, the leader have been saying, and for some reason, like you say, it's gil, like we just like it's just like a slang and a saying. Man, even making sample of that. I run things in Dominic. I'm not thinking about slang, but yo, that is real. All those things, Dominicans are free, and all those kind of thing. That is real. That's not like
Nagi,
that will just come out like that, you know,
Nagi,
Rasta.
see how you say that there? That is why the man don't want the case to go to the magistrate court, you know. The case.
Yeah, the CCJ.
Right. That's why the man don't want that to go to the magistrate court, you know. Because he's the same man that say no law, no constitution cannot stop him.
Of course.
No, look the constitution by
There's
way.
another one, yeah.
If you have to go court, it's straight up, you just say the constitution by way to the brother, so that means you have to go court. If the constitution could not stop you, and no law can stop you, you have no reason to be in court, you know. And that is why the man don't want to go to court, you know, brother. So
As you on that,
that's a serious thing.
as you on that, I feel we should touch on that a bit, you check it. Because that's an important thing there in Rasta. That is an important thing that's blatant in your face. Man just disregarding the law that they're supposed to uphold. And man just checking like, did that, but nothing, no law, no constitution. You check, I telling you, when man can just check like, yo, the Caribbean Court of Justice, Supreme Court, which all that heads all the court that we under, all your local court in your country under that court, telling you that case needs to be sent to court, magistrate's court and whatever. And you saying to yourself like, yo, we can go against that, you know. We don't need to, like, so why are you, why are you under this?
You see him again? He's just saying that thing the other day, and it's true. At the end of the day, you as the lawyer, you as the defendant, whatever it may be, you're entitled to ask the DPP to withdraw the case in.
But can the DPP do it?
But you're entitled to make
you
your
ask, you
request.
make your request, but can the DPP do it?
The DPP can do it. As far as I personally concerned,
Anybody can do
the
anything.
DPP can do it.
Just like anybody can do anything.
It just, according to the law, it will be politically biased. And they come under scrutiny. It will be the decision for them not to dismiss it. They come under heavy scrutiny. And would probably have to be reversed given how the law was written.
But is it, okay, the DPP can do it. The lawyer have a right to ask, and the DPP can do it. But is it right?
You don't about right about at that point.
It's about
I
what?
don't believe,
procedure.
personally though, I don't believe the lawyer has a right to write a letter.
He does.
He does.
No,
He's a
hold on.
defense lawyer, my
No,
brother.
hold on. Remember, in the court, he can request
Yeah, but that part.
that they throw out a
Yeah,
case,
yeah.
right?
You see?
But to write
After
the
that,
DPP
from-
before they take a
My brother,
decision.
you
Yes,
can't
it's
do
the
that. Okay, you can't do that. You can't do that. And in the same way, the DPP can dismiss the case. Is as Madu saying, it
What?
wouldn't be the appropriate decision given the situation and the political climate for the DPP to dismiss the case.
Oh.
It would exhibit political biasness to dismiss the case, and that will come under scrutiny because
You
it
see,
is wrong.
for
As Madu
And not only
I
that,
will
they
take it further than
can,
that. Because
they
for
can
me,
do a judicial review and review it. Have the
it
court
has
review
been
it as
under
well.
judicial review. That is
No,
what
I'm
it
saying
went
is if the DPP took that decision,
to. No, hold on a second. Before you reach there, right? You're entitled to request for the DPP to dismiss the case. Yes. Right? No, it's up to on the DPP and the office of the DPP. Because what we are not looking at, or what a lot of times is not mentioned, is that things has to be justified. You have to look at the scientific justification of why should the case be dismissed. Is there a basis for the case to be dismissed? You check. Well, what is the justification? You check me. What is the science? Because we live in a system where things supposed to be justified through the science. You check, you're supposed to have a scientific justification, just like you present the evidence, you bring your argument, and you decide, yes, based on the evidence, because that is what the court going and tell you, based on the evidence. You check, if you do not have a case, it's because you do not have a case based on your evidence that has been presented or your argument that has been presented. If it's an argument that is your case, or you have physical evidence or whatever it may be, or is what they call that, probable, when it's a theoretical, you have no real evidence, but theoretically you can prove your case. Circumstantial evidence, whatever it may be. But here what it always asking for? Evidence. 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 That is science, my brother. You check? So you have to be able to justify whatever you're doing scientifically. You check? And yes, you can make your request. No, the DPP have to take it now and look at the science behind it. Is it justified? If it's not justified, then yes, you go to court. Because at the end of the day, democracy is what that's supposed to rule.
You check. Let me interrupt you. Democracy being ruled in the
rule of law.
The rule of law.
Yes. So it's science.
No, I don't know who is the new DPP, the acting DPP.
Shomada Rampun.
Shomada Rampun is who?
The young chick from Stock Farm.
Huh?
The young chick from Stock Farm.
Okay.
A father from Kinsey.
Is it the DPP, the same chick?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know what kind of a person I'm she falling on the skin of whether good or bad, pro-government or anti-government, but she's the one elevated to DPP. I mean, how much
yes, but even within herself, my brother, and that's what I am saying to you, you check.
Yes, she have to prove.
Even within herself,
she balances.
It's not just a matter of come and say, well, whether, and neither is it, whether you support the government, whether you do not support the government, that has no bearing.
No impartiality.
You have to come and show we're
professional.
Right.
Yeah.
So you say, okay, I'm going to dismiss that case based on whatever it may be. You understand?
I don't want to disrespect the young lady, I know.
No, hear what I'm saying to you. That have nothing to do with the young lady. Presently, it have to do with present the science. Present the evidence.
I know. That's what I tell you.
What is the basis?
Because I know
exactly.
Because I know that person, that person family, then I'll wait and see. You understand, Maggie? Because we are in a situation where Bernie Brooks, High Court magistrate say she cannot handle the election situation, you know.
And she said that, and what happened? The CCJ now has decided that yes, it goes back to the court.
But she didn't have a basis for dismissing the case, period.
But, well, that is the thing about, that is what I'm saying to you. So now you have the layers of democracy. So it goes from one layer to the next layer, and on and on. So
that
right now, you come down and you say, you make an arbitrary decision, a biased decision. But it have somebody above you. It have another system above. It have another system above. But have layers and layers.
But there's something interesting as well to that same thing there, which I heard a man from what he said. You know, the date wasn't set or stipulated to, they say the case must go to the magistrate court and they must select a magistrate to hear the case, but they didn't give a date. So that is a thing that may take another how much years again, like it will take 7 years for to reach that point.
You see what I was trying to tell, what I was trying to suggest is Bernie Brooks knew, understood scientifically her decision was wrong. She kicked the can down the road. And these guys be manipulating the court system and kicking cans down the road. Henceforth, that one 7 years old. Like I said, you see me, I cannot say nothing about the person that going to holding the post of DPP at the moment. So I can only look. But them man capable of manipulating the system to kick the can down the road, and next election come on that and I pack a fet. So if it's for me as an individual to focus any attention on that in truth, no. We just as a people should rally to Rosso and demand that them man leave office and leave nothing to charge with them man Coco Maca, them man bribery, them man everything.
So now when you come and you make a decision like that without no scientific basis on it, the last line of defense is always the people in.
Yeah, that's why it is. But the thing what I say, what Muju saying is, I agree with Muju to the point where I say, you see, like I say in the beginning, the problem we're facing cannot be dealt with politically, it cannot be dealt with in court. All them things they're tainted and them things they've been manipulated. Right. So it's the people. So it's them niggas putting us to boy do hopes, put our hopes in that thing and be like, say, boy, that is looking big, and them man in there, and them man trembling. We said that was being said during the election. They were checking like, boy.
No, but it's all them situation that caused the rise of Moun Séwyè.
Yeah.
For years we've been saying this.
Yeah, man, same thing. They were using that same technique over and over, making you feel like the dung and out. And under pressure. Boy, they're looking like the
they on their mission, we on our mission.
And then boom.
We to maintain our mission, you check. So the more people we can rally, the more support we can gain and decide, well, yeah. The day come when we just agree.
Me personally,
I'd like to say this.
Me personally, I
voting for
dismiss, whatever. See that I don't want to study in that because like same shit.
You're gonna make them man dictate our conversation.
So you're gonna sit back and say, boy, vibes happening there. Let's wait and see what happening with that now before we continue now. No boy.
Maggie, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way, right? At the end of the day, what the law provides for will happen. If the DPP wants to dismiss it, he'll dismiss it. Then the others can seek a judicial review, and then it will go on from there.
More time wasted, more money.
What I believe we have to look at is at the end of the day, we have a system where we the people are supposed to vote to decide who puts us into power. And then people, if they have the interest of having a level playing field so that the decision can really and truly be the decision of the people, then they will work to make sure that there's a level playing field. The government, any politician, right? If you want to create a system where the people have that choice,
Boy,
then you have to seek a level playing field.
We pass
When
that
them, no, hold on, hear me out. When the man takes 6 years in a court, dragging it through, and they have a majority in parliament where they can make decisions, they can propose laws to ensure that they create a level playing field. But instead, they don't do that, and they're seeking to screw up the whole system for them to maintain power. We have to open our eyes.
Not just open our eyes open already. We need to step in, step forward and step back. But you need to mash up the door, my brother. We need to trample down the door. And we need to make a man know you don't have no majority in parliament, Rasta. You don't have majority in parliament. We that is the majority. We the people, my brother. I'm told you fellas, boy.
Boy, there's more of us.
We need to.
But what I'm saying is, first you have to come to that realization.
We need to make up our mind.
First you have to come to that realization, Tola, that that's what's happening.
But we come to
And
that
when, no, you come to that, but the people haven't come to that. The masses have to come to that realization. And when they come to that realization, they then decide, well, yo, that has to change.
I think they come to the realization.
Until they come to that realization, they're not going to rise.
But like
they're not
Pyro
going to
say,
say, let's come together.
listen to me,
stand
brother.
together.
They come to the realization. But like Pyro say, and like I've been saying, they're looking for the leadership to tell them, let's go.
Instead, you're going to have idiots like this Douglas Simon on here talking about me having a big belly and all this kind of crap. That's the kind of thing that's going to happen. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that's going to happen. Instead of man understanding what really going on in the life around them and coming to a point where they realize they have to make a change. You'll have idiots talking shit.
We don't check them.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
That's the realization we have to come to. We have to make our people understand that each and every one of us have a responsibility.
And I'm glad you say that. I'm glad you say that.
As we get to that point,
because I want to appeal to the people and them, you know, all of us. You see all the differences we have. You see who take your girl and who you advex you for land or car or whatever. We have to forget that right now because what we're facing with is way bigger than that.
Put on the petty difference.
Yeah, man, we have to put on the petty difference and come together because what happened to us, our children, my brother. Boy, you're mad.
Will suffer.
We have to forget, my brother, all little thing we had from how much years ago. Your neighbor and the music too loud and thing and police and things. So we have to put that aside, my brother. And we have to come together to deal with that matter. After we can go back and deal with the little thing after that. But you see that matter there, the country, my brother, going to hell in a handbasket.
If we have a good country, Maggie, them problems
Boy,
cannot
youth. But we have to fix. Boy, and that getting deteriorating rapidly.
People like the country, you know, so if we don't
Yeah,
see
man.
when you have an incident like what took place in front of the police station where they tried to grab Buju, and it happened with the police chief and the deputy chief right there behind the gates, planning it.
Yeah, man.
Right? And after they missed him, half an hour later he came back. Why they didn't grab him? Why they didn't hold him?
Yep.
Because they had no reason to hold him.
Exactly.
You understand? So why did they do it in the first place?
And then why did they grab these two people who intervened to try and prevent, what the police officers try to prevent and separate rather than jump on one man and try and pick up one man?
Young people have to come to the understanding and the realization that yes, on that particular day it happened to him. On that particular day, Pyro was the one picked up.
Yeah, his
mother was the one picked up.
Yeah.
But in 2 years' time, it might be you. It might be your cousin.
Not 2 years' time.
Your brother.
Yeah, but watch out again, you know. Now, the incident happened. That incident happened now. 2 people get arrested and they have to go in court and do all kind of thing. But now, the people it started with, none of them in court. The fight started with 2 people. The police attacked Buju, and then a fracas happened. The man come and separate. They have 2 people, they arrest them for jail for doing what? Come in and try and intervene because family, you come and try and intervene, and you know, they in court. He come back there up to this day, up to now. They haven't arrested him, charged him with nothing. The person that start the problem, nothing. So that means the people are never in court. They are in court because of an incident that happened that makes no sense. they should not be in court. They should not have been arrested, because what that caused them to be arrested makes no sense.
But the reason I raise it is for us to understand
I know
that our police force is losing control.
We lost it already.
Of itself.
That's gone.
And its integrity.
That's gone.
Its integrity is gone.
You can't
If the chief and the deputy chief right there, and those things can happen.
But Papi showed that there, my brother. Papi showed that there.
Then we've lost it.
Yeah, man, that's gone.
And so we're going down a road there where other people will be affected by it in the future, unless they realize that this is what we're facing. And they have to start to get involved as well and be part of the demand for better. Otherwise, you're just accepting it and you're moving on, and if it's Aguaye, it's Conseil, we just move on. And you know, the big man living in his mansion up there, and Aguaye in a little wooden shack. We have to make the change.
No, but like I tell you, my brother,
demand better.
Right now, it's time to make the man understand that enough is enough. And the same kind of thing about they have 18 free. It's not 18 free. We, the people, we are the majority. And we're not going to be enslaved by a few who make themselves think like they have the power, because we are the ones. How 18 can control all of us, my brother? Madness are there. That make a man understand. So because they are free, opposition is free. Which is a little minority in there. 18 free is a minority, but we the people is the majority. And we need to stand up and show that we are the majority. You know what I mean?
Well, it's in the hands of the people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, we have to trample up Babylon wall, my brother. It's time to trample down Babylon wall, my brother. I tell you straight, people. Because if only don't do that, all the youths and them, seeing the vibes, there's no work, my brother. The youths and them are no work, and then it's picking and choosing. There's no criteria, like Pyro say.
There is no work.
No, okay, yeah, sorry. Opportunity are we being given based on support, and this
not
kind
just
of
based on support,
foreigners, you
don't see local man working.
But that's what I tell you. Since earlier we tell you that.
Yeah,
even
true.
if you read, you still
Even if you read, yeah.
You don't see no local man working.
But watch Newton up there now.
How many of them
They do a project right in front of your house.
Yeah,
Who that do it?
No chance.
Okay.
Look what happened at the back of your house. Who doing
Asians,
it?
Chinese.
Well, and it have how many trade men
How
that
many
they are
men,
supporting
Sit down right
labor.
around there. Hold.
Tile
So it's
man,
not a labor
painter.
issue, it's not a workers issue, it's a Dominica issue. man.
Yes.
So stop making it feel like it's,
And
you
it
know,
have work.
it's just, there's employment, we're full of
Because it have
employment.
work.
I cannot say COVID-19.
You see the amount of project that
In the
running.
whole
Look at that.
Caribbean, Dominica is the only
Watch
place.
that. We can see it from there now. So we're going up
Yeah,
up there.
for sure, look it right there.
Fort Young Hotel.
Yeah.
A glass structure. Who building it?
NH.
And I tell you.
So they tell it
Yeah,
right
man.
there. Right in the community.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling
How many
Maggie. I don't know
people
for the
working
rest
there?
of the world, but it's in the Caribbean, brother. Dominica is the country that have most employment right now in the Caribbean. So I cannot say COVID-19 is the problem why Dominicans shouldn't be employed. Me and Buju went at Astafans today. And can't you imagine more cashers than buyers?
I don't feel myself.
Okay, but you tell me to like early still, man. Again, 12-14 minutes to 1. When we come back, Barca fans. Less people at that time.
Less people and less cashes because lunchtime it's just less and less.
So that's why I'm telling you, Maggie, it's not a red issue, it's not a blue issue, it's a Dominica issue. Why what is happening right now? Dominicans just not getting work. The government not in favor of giving the local people work. This is one of the main reasons. This is one of the main reasons Tasha P make that song, you know. Support locally, you know.
Even your 28 grams.
Buy it locally. Huh? Even the 28 grams, she tell them buy it locally. Tasha P. That's why Tasha P make that song, because she's seeing for herself all the work going to foreigners. Nothing isn't coming to the local people. And when your local people not getting work, how you expect your local people to develop?
Economy can never do.
I told her, we can buy locally. And I have some trade bill.
But I tell you, Dominica not in no economical crisis, you know. We have work like
rain.
a titty with that going up.
Boy, man, you never pass by auto trade and brand
See,
new.
But we have work. But why you think the labor rights is granted? Because they are not working.
It has so much work here.
Maggie number two, right? The Chinese have the work. They are not. They work and look at the health center in Newton.
Yeah.
That is in the belly of Newton, them man working, right? Where we have Ruben's Bakery, Foxy Bakery, how much little bars and snack kits and things available. How many of these people can tell you every day they have to prepare extra food because the Chinese come in and buy when lunchtime? Or boy more rum selling because when Friday the Chinese come in by the bar. You see that happening in Chinese?
I sat down in Salisbury once.
Well, they pass on the truck.
Colio. I sat down in Colio once. By the bottom of the hill and the big trucks passing, taking the big stones from the quarry and taking them down to the seafront. And they telling me, Colio people telling me, boss, look at that. Every 10 minutes you see a full load, full 40-foot container size truck passing full of load from the quarry, taking it to put on the back of a barge every 10 minutes. And every 10 minutes another one coming back. And not one sausage or hot dog or
who's the
fried
truck
plantain
drivers?
or
What are the truck
anything.
drivers?
They work for Gadaka. Not one of them stopped to buy a drink or
People
anything.
need to understand that type of economics, you know, it's the simple economics. You understand? And you don't seem to understand that.
Roger.
People have to.
The government come out with a message. Invest Dominica it is. Tourism is everybody's business, huh?
Of course.
You always hear that tourism is everybody's business.
Community policing.
Yeah, the police come out with their thing and the community have to help them. So it's okay for Dominicans to look after tourism, help the police. But it's not okay now for the government to look after us Dominicans. And it's foreigners. So only construction that happening is not our business.
No, boy, that's not our business.
Like tourism business is our business. It's everybody's business.
So they don't say like jobs should be Dominican business. Tourism should be our business. So how comes the construction jobs should not be our business?
Yeah, like Samuel is Anthony Hayden business. You my exclusive contract, no Dominic. You know have another. You know nobody not yet with Samuel Hayden Anthony Hayden contract too. What talking about the Chinese contract, my brother?
Yeah,
and nobody don't read the MOU with China. What about the MOU with MMCE, my brother?
What I telling you, boy, I have a lot of deals you need to know about.
That's supposed to be confident.
Them are very foreigners.
Like that. We don't know what deal Mr. with the government, you know, period. Or what we are in there from the media, from this, from that, is speculation, you know.
The most rending is from them too.
But yes, it's Mr. allegedly.
So you see that we need to know that for sure. You know, if we pay anything, there must be paper trail, there must be receipt, you know.
Yes,
we do see that receipt, you know.
Yeah,
We
the
pay that money
problem is not
about,
about
you
the
know.
receipt.
But we need to
The
know.
problem is we did through the building.
Yeah, not just that. If the claiming is we renting
Because
it.
remember, one thing the man do.
Yeah, well, yeah,
remember,
yeah, that,
my brother,
yeah.
look at the corruption. It's a shell company, shell company, shell company, shell companies. Who owning all them shell companies?
Yeah.
You check. Who's true? Nobody, and it's just like what Buju said.
Yeah.
None of us don't know what is the deal between Anthony Hayden, MMCE, and scare it because I can't even call it Dominica. You check? Because we don't know shit.
You guys have traveled. You ever go to St. Lucia, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Barbados, US, anywhere, and see a construction company with trucks and excavators pack up like Dominica Strong. Survive? Ask yourself that.
When I said it's Dominica
How come
Strong,
Dominica
you
Strong
see,
sit down there for so long?
when you
And
say-
remember, allegedly they got back nine. How much?
Yo,
$9 million
Mario.
and change.
boy,
$9 million and change in tax.
boy, if I have to give
Was
you the
returned to
status
them.
we have on Dominica Strong, well, boy,
Dominica Strong survived Mary, yeah. So
If they got that 9 million or whatever back in
they're very
taxes, then
resilient.
they can sit down. They can
Alone.
sit down and wait.
resilient alone,
And the
Yeah,
big-
they're
the big
resilient,
projects
strong,
come again,
shall I?
they'll be
Why?
back again.
Their resilience are very strong.
the same guy that says scared fool him,
Yes,
scared
sir.
lie for me,
Yes, sir.
scared play trick on me,
Yes,
come on
sir.
United Lucas platform, say all kind of things.
Yes, sir. I say yes, you invite
Right now,
shop,
right now, you're not scared with nose again. He come me tell us, boy, all the fellas ungratefully, boy, the government of Dominica get $600 million, but Dominica Strong alone. And what Dominica Strong take from it, Bujo?
300. So said that man.
But when you give public works money to do work for you,
Yeah.
So I take the garbage.
No down the river.
so where Dominica Strong is,
By Kinfield Airport.
by the bay.
Fred by the building.
Public works is in New Haven,
Yeah.
and Dominica Strong is in the ocean, eh?
Go to the Caribbean Sea.
That's how much Dominica Strong receiving.
No one.
This gentleman, they call him Floyd Capitoli. Floyd Capitoli is the one who sit down right there on his bottom on the ground. And you understand? He try convincing us about labor, vote for labor and this. He have a bag of money, he trying to sell, but we are not for sale. My
That's
friend,
for
we are
sure.
not for sale. Though we may be struggling, but we are not for sale.
Not a bomb.
I say, man, I pride and dignity.
I've been common with what is principle, my friend.
Principle is principle.
Yeah.
Boy,
Come and sell yourself for $2.
Man come on, man, I that candle line that winner. I know that candle in the winner, that doesn't burn fast so.
But me myself, I talk about the MOU for China, but I want to know what
Yeah,
is
man, you
actually
correct.
needed and
Boy,
deal
let me
with
tell you
spirit
But
and
we
what
need
is-
to know all
all
deals the man
deals
have.
like
What
that
about
on the
the
table.
what about the deal the man have in Iran now? We know about that too. We need to know these kind of things too.
And I don't know where the petrol card money go
Oil
to.
selling, Dominica have shipping oil around the world, and we can see the oil money. But I tell you, Dominica not in no crisis. You know. We have a lot of things we need to know.
The one
That's
that
one.
you have to pay attention to
Like,
is
whoa,
Like
the
this
government have been loaning a lot of money
hot bread.
that not provide any
Suki bread
dividends
never not yet.
of the country.
Suki bread never not yet.
Sapoko show.
Pocky's pizza better.
Sapoko show.
Pocky's pizza better.
Sapoko a say show.
Yeah, Pocky's pizza hotter.
Sapoko a say show.
Yeah, Pocky's pizza is hotter. Pocky's pizza hotter. Yeah.
Right.
Nobody telling you we have
Too many
way
issues.
too much, yeah, too many. For us
So
to
long these
trample down
troubles.
Babylon wall Rasta. I
Might
tell
be
you,
long
you.
these troubles, but Pyro talk to you already. But we willing to let the people in.
Of course, my
Well, let me
brother.
tell you something, Maggie. Yeah.
100%.
It is not a joke, and it is a serious thing. If the people know us already, you know, we do have nothing what you call in fear. We ready more than ever.
Ever ready.
Boy, just click the talk and they're not ready. We wasn't the time bomb. We listen faster. Anytime you see the masses ready and they say, you see you guys, we need. They don't have to
I
say
wanna
more.
say, but
Yeah.
no.
They don't have to say more.
I shall can.
We jamming already, my brother.
Boy, you mad now, boy. Let me tell you something, boy. One gun we have with the Constitution.
That's it.
Yeah.
One gun we have.
It loaded there.
Yeah, that loaded the Constitution alone. Only see, boy, you
Fully
mad.
loaded.
Bullets through what that there. Left and right with
Yeah,
things.
man, when you see you,
Boy, that is the best gun to have the Constitution. Understand?
Rasta River, you mad. Anytime, you never see man singing a
Father,
song.
let me tell you, the
like
people
this
don't
song,
know.
but
You
don't
see
know
that?
words.
When
We don't
people
know
have
the
to
words.
carry load to block road and do things, all we have to do is stand up there and the police, hello, protect the protesters and we can see they will come to protest.
Yeah.
And it is their duty to protect the protesters. Block the road, I say. I tell you, block the road. No transport do have to pass there now because we taking a stand there and we're going to protest there for our rights and we need the road to block.
Yeah.
Right away barricade have to go for.
I tell you,
The barricade have to go far.
Your man had the wrong there, but come
Yeah. Boy, you can't make a transport jam somebody there, but if a transport jam somebody there, in problem, boy. But you don't know your job, man. You have duty to protect the people in the band. So when we come to protest, you have to protect us as the protesters.
How you mean now, sir? Because the constitution, that
So
is
what we
written
tell
in
you,
constitution, my brother.
do like Isaban time, down the road.
Yeah.
Demonstration
time, down the road. Yeah.
Check the gate.
So anytime you people ready,
Yeah, man.
The papa say, lock the gate.
where attitude we pass. You lock the
now,
gate, but attitude you pass on
you
it.
see from now, you see the homework now, right now, you see all them issues, we need to start jotting them. We have them down, you know. We do that already. Now we need to start to just let them go. We need to start just start reading them out. We need to start, we can implement them. I don't think they may be here, one over there and stopping, and the next one coming and stopping, and then we forget about
Remember we
that.
say we was going to do a program, my brother, that we're going to present that thing to
Yes,
the
my
people.
brother, that is important.
Discuss it
Yes.
one by one.
Yes.
Right, that
Yes.
the constitution.
No,
remember we
issues.
have to,
Or the issues there, we are
all the
written
reasons
down.
why we need
to get rid of
to
this
get rid of
thing.
the government. Yes, my brother. So now
Yeah,
is the time, my
that's
brother. You see, now that needs to be. We need to drop that now. We need to just
But
drop
Maggie,
that to the people.
one of the main
now.
reasons
Because I
right
don't
now,
think-
Maggie, one of the main reasons right now, I don't think we need to use too many reasons.
Yeah.
You see, one of the main and the major
Action
reasons
time.
is the Chinese.
Action time. Yeah, well, we need to drop
If you
all.
want to talk about the reason, the Chinese is the main reason.
Yeah, that
Because
is,
the Chinese have our money, and my boy, and I tell you, every time I think of it, I just feel like, boy, let me tell you something, boy. Boy, the Chinese doesn't buy nothing, boy, in our hands. And them man are taking the most of the money from the country.
But MMC
Yes, another one.
not buying nothing.
Yeah.
And the contractors of MMC.
Hey, they
not
train them
buying
fellas, you
nothing.
see one of them fellas passing
Yeah, buy
local
nothing,
bars,
the same
and
thing
I just say
Chinese
no.
doing.
But the Chinese doesn't even do what they doing,
But
but
them
they
man
still
do the
well
same
passing
thing
about
Chinese
something.
doing.
But the
Pass
Chinese
every
doing
now and
worse.
Again,
Yeah.
the big boss of energy going and eat somewhere. You can see them, the big boss of energy going and eat
So
somewhere.
where the Chinese
big
go and
boss
eat?
of the
Where the
Chinese
Chinese go
going
and
eat?
eat? Where the
Don't
Chinese go
worry,
and
the big
eat?
boss of the Chinese just go over
Just
this
say,
and then
I see like a street dog coming back in
And them
Ozu. Just say, you see them like
the big diplomats are-
I see some street dogs coming back in Ozu again. They're building them up. Just say, you see something.
And them have their thing in
Them man have their own restaurant. too.
It's a Chinese
Them
diplomats.
man agree they don't want to interfere in Dominicans. Man.
yeah, but I tell you
But the
straight.
diplomats are different.
Like Pyro say, we have and we said we were going to do it. Well, now is the time to release
Yeah,
the
man, you're
issues
right.
and them
According-
one after the other.
according to
make
one
them
of
know
our-
the
according to one
bag,
of our
the
fans,
bag cannot
yeah.
hold more. The bag cannot hold more.
Everybody
my
have
brother.
and everybody have an issue.
Of course. So bring your issues and let's start to just let's drop it.
But you see
Yeah.
the real issues to me. I
One
see
should not do enough
Maggie,
for the
to
amount
me,
of
self,
issue.
the real issues right now. You see the people that can't buy the sugar, can't buy the milk. It's serious now, you know.
What do you mean,
I
man?
call it
No,
Pyro.
it's serious.
You can't buy, but you can't buy your
See,
groceries in bulk.
them is the real issues, you know.
Every day, every one by one,
Alright.
one.
You see that issue there, the issue that need to be repaired.
One thing, one small thing of milk every day, everyone by
I'm
one
telling
thing.
you, my brother. And that's why Pyro telling you, it do have red or blue now. It's a national issue right now.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
we
a
facing a national
crisis. A crisis it is, my brother.
DA man,
Yeah.
if DA man getting work from the government, we getting on
National
that piece.
Yeah.
Huh? Or we getting
Yeah.
some, what's
Of
your
course.
man?
The matter serious.
Foreigners' wages is much higher than local wages.
The matter is a serious matter.
Always an issue.
Too much, too
Too
many,
many
yeah,
issues.
too many. Yeah, man, the bag can't
For
hold more.
20 years, it doesn't compound the issue.
The bag cannot tie. We need to put, we need another bag to put the another portion, the next portion. You have too much.
Yeah, change them and put it on the country.
Yeah. So now it's time.
Issue after issue after
Now it's time for us to
Solve the
start
issue.
to
Yeah.
Solve the issue.
But first to
And they don't create the issue, so they don't know how to solve it.
yeah. They're not interested in solving it, neither.
They don't know how to solve it.
We
They
talking
never
about.
knew how to solve anything from day one.
The government not doing the Labour Party nonsense. A lot of the social problems we're facing is because of the type of leadership we have.
Yeah, man.
The man is who are creating a genocide situation in the wood by segregating the people with state resources.
The major problem is the
Them
people.
man, You see,
that material we put in the
all Dominicans have to understand
dollar.
that all of us must sacrifice something for better to come. I have a lot of people that believe some more years you do the sacrificing for better to come.
Good stuff for
Oh, I believe
but the
that it's just a matter of time. The check is time. People on both all sides of the fence feeling this way.
The thing is, even if they give you an apartment, if they give you an apartment for free and they don't provide an economy where you can find it to do and make
It
money,
doesn't make no
it don't make
sense.
no sense.
At the end of the day, everybody need an income.
I can't be stupid. Still have to come and go under them and beg them to give you after they give you the
Guide the
apartment.
apartment.
And then they still tell you, don't forget I'm the one that gave it to you.
What people can't say, to the dockside.
Back in the house.
That's that one you I can't concrete now.
To the dockside.
Rock doesn't come with you.
Belly making chip boy.
Oh,
Come back in your back.
yeah, man, you don't do it
boy.
you don't do it a large meal,
No,
but
this is serious, you know, man. I telling you, but now the time to me the mango ripe,
overripe, my brother.
and you see now
Pooey.
it's like I
When
can't
you
hold
start
it
spending
again.
Sunday on YouTube,
We need to, boys, let me tell you that from after Easter, we need to start going rosary for our song
Yeah, man.
and song
Well,
thing.
according
Yeah.
to this seed, Leonard
Yeah.
Papi
Yeah.
Baptist.
Yeah, man.
We need to start going rosary
Huh?
and warm it up.
So
Hear that?
good.
What Leonard Papi Baptist, Leonard Papi Baptist contribute the system
Yeah, man.
right now there. They have song.
Yeah, man. Can the song the big
But the
thing.
people say I was something loud.
Oh, you, oh my goodness, man. Yeah, man. Trust me. Wow, wow. Yeah, well,
Right now.
right now,
Yeah, we
people.
need to start going rosary and, you know, bring the awareness to the people, man.
Yeah,
Because you see what happening to because nobody really bringing the awareness to the people. We really going around.
you're not
But you
talking
see in the city
right
there,
language.
see in the city, I think we need to do some work in the city. Yeah, on a weekend we can go out in, but you see during the week.
Man, just down the road, you
Yeah.
have to rent no right, you have to go right.
Because
no,
why I telling you that there are some people that figuring out they working,
Yeah.
so they know. They feeling the pressure, brother, all of a sudden. Like, because their salary sometimes is less than $2,000. Only do check yourself.
You talking about plane?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the type. Yeah,
The
man.
average salary is 1,070.
Okay, then,
All of you have it, you
low income
know.
housing,
All
Let
right,
the
then,
Easter
fine.
finish, people. Let the Easter pass, eh?
Double in the average salary.
Saturday, my brother.
For the laugh, play
And
and all
this
about
weekend,
you.
Saturday, we have a big event
Yeah,
on Saturday
mention it, yeah, talk about
on
it.
the behalf of Slobby,
Yeah, man.
for justice for Slobby, you
Yes,
know.
I.
For too long, our brother have been murdered in the custody of the police and we're not getting no answers, we're not getting no reports. And I think we should do a vigil on the
We're
behalf
gonna
of
do it.
Slobby on Saturday from 5 o'clock, my people. Everybody come with your candle.
Yeah.
We'll be having some Moun Séwyè sheets for sale. If somebody willing to give a contribution,
Yeah, man.
it's still good. If
Yeah,
somebody
man,
find
the
already
movement,
for $100,
the
it's still
movements,
good. It's still
yeah,
good, the movement.
Yeah, the movements need
You know?
finance, need funding.
So we'll be having some shirts at least by from Wednesday. We'll be having some shirts from by Wednesday.
Yeah, man.
So you can check us on Sesame Street, on our Moun Séwyè block, in our bar, on Tola's bar.
Limited amount right now. And once you come and, yeah.
Well, if the people come early and buy off and there's more people interested,
We'll
then
get more.
we could
We'll
have time to do
restock.
some more
Oh, you're
before
correct.
the event.
You're correct, you're correct. You're correct, brother. So, yeah. To
Oh,
reiterate,
and the venue is Newton Savannah,
Newton
yeah.
Savannah.
The venue is on Newton
Right to
Savannah,
the back
5
of us
o'clock.
there, right there. You know,
5 o'clock on Saturday. The venue is on Newton Savannah. If everybody could walk with a candle,
Yeah,
that would be
man.
good. You know, we want to
Yeah,
do a
for-
candle vigil for the brother, you know.
Yeah, man.
To bring up the awareness, you know, to make them know we can't let it go like that because
nothing, huh?
for too long we have been having injustice in the country.
Yeah,
Police brutality, and this have been going on from more
Violation.
from way back from since in the 70s or even in the 60s we have been having this kind of a police brutality and this injustice to the people. So I think now is a good time for us to take a stand to put a stop to this kind of thing.
When you doing that Saturday coming?
Yes.
Yeah, Saturday coming. So I don't think we should let
This
this
Saturday,
one gone by like that, people.
You know,
I don't think we should
check
be.
in faster we could go with that. You see, we do something Saturday, steady again. That candle thing is a good thing.
Yeah, man, respect.
Good thing.
Yeah, that we do it on
That can shock
Saturday.
them, you know, that can see them, boy. See that kind of thing, boy.
And it
It's
have more to go.
serious, you know what I
Hey,
mean?
that more to come.
That
we have to
alone,
build
that
our-
image, see that image there,
Reality.
candle light in there,
It have more to go.
fire falling
Because
on
we
the
haven't get no report
yes.
as yet. So unless we haven't
Close
get no
at the ball.
report, we can't be relenting on it.
Remember that
Reality.
Yeah, that would
human
go like
rights
what under the
violations,
bridge.
my brother.
Yeah.
Check.
Because we looking at some people looking at he's slobby, he was a thief, he was a this, he was a that.
Dude, they
Yeah.
don't slow me out of the picture.
No, I just
Let us
just
look at
hold
the
on,
human
hold on,
rights
hold on. No, let me just say something. Let me just say something.
Situation.
Let me just say something. You check some people looking at it well. Oh, Mr. was a volley and whatever. I don't think we should be doing that. And no, it's not about the character of the person. Let us look at principle, brothers. If a thief come in your house and you as a person take a stand and decide you're going to stand against that thief and you happen to make a blow to the thief and you kill him in your house, you call the police. First thing they're going to tell you, you're going to be under arrest for investigation because the man has been dead in your premises, and number two, you cannot take the law in your hands to do such of an act like that. So there you go, they're going to have you jail for some time, probably even on remand until
For the
the investigation.
Yeah.
You understand
Call
me?
the police.
So there you go. The police have the man in his hand, in their hands. I don't see no reason why he should be dead. Because you telling us to call the police so that we don't be in that situation. So what are you trying to tell the public? We can't kill a volley, but only can kill a volley.
So on to the judicial system.
You understand? And there's many people that defend themselves by a thief coming in their house and have to be in jail. Look at the young man in Salisbury. Right? We don't know what said it to him. He run at say and it say if a piece of wood in his head, bam say, fall he die. Look in prison today. You understand?
Yeah.
He in prison today.
Correct.
Sometimes probably for defending his life from say, who knows? We never, up to now, we don't know what that caused the problem between he and say.
And we know who say he was.
And we all know who say was.
Right.
But today that same man in jail,
Right.
even if say was a character on the streets, harassing people and doing these things, but a man in jail for killing say.
True.
So it is the same situation that I play with Slobby. And it can be any one of us tomorrow if we don't take a stand against it today.
Yeah, man.
You understand?
The police need to do their work properly.
That's
Yeah,
how
listen.
it is.
Utilize people.
Rule of law.
Yeah. So we have to look at it properly,
So the rule
brother.
of law
Not
is
for one
one
set.
You
Not
have a
for
right
one
to remain
set.
silent. You have a right to
Not
your
for one
attorney.
set.
You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? That's your right. You have to read. They read your right. That means not just to beat me up to get me to talk. You cannot put your hands on me.
No.
I have a right no matter what. You check it. Everybody have a right. You cannot beat up people.
And many people in many different communities in Dominica have an issue with the police. Whether it's a man that's sitting on the ghetto, whether it's a person that probably even go to church and pray. Mostly everybody probably had an experience or probably witnessed something they didn't like to see what the police did.
Yeah,
So I think now is the time we should take a stand and put a stop to that.
And like Annie was saying there about the George Floyd situation in the States. He was as they say he was a character too, but the whole of America stood up.
Even in Dominica.
Yeah, man, even Dominica people stood up.
So I think we should look
Check
it right there in our face now at play.
You know what I mean?
After the incident took place, how long did it take for the police to say something? It took about 3 weeks for
Yeah.
them to say something.
That's something
Up
else.
to now, we don't know the police involved in the
Exactly.
incident.
But you know when they opened them out, when they spoke, about 2 days after the incident, they found the police station. After they tried to run it.
Yeah, because we was there is not awareness.
The Thursday
that same
happened,
day.
right? The Thursday
Yeah, the first day. That same day we was just speaking
and
about
Friday
it.
they spoke. That was the first time they spoke.
We still do not know the names of the police involved in the incident. And that's supposed to be public knowledge, so it's just supposed to show the police being biased and partial and being protectionist against their own, for their own kind.
So I will expose them. They said they sell out one another secret.
Of course.
It's their duty to uphold the truth.
They themselves selling out one another secret.
The truth is
Talk really don't come out.
But it's reality, no, my brother.
Talk really don't come out.
The truth is not to hide the truth. Your job is to
Reality, as I tell you,
It's
So
dirty
some of them
this.
don't
someone said, you know, it is not right.
Yes, because yeah it is now. That's why I'm telling you earlier on. It's just like the tourism is everybody business. You're coming out to the people, you're coming out to us now in the communities and telling us. When a man come out from back door, sell him out. Even if he's your family, even if he's your race. So now, even if he's your police family, all those selling him out. All those saying is Mr. That kill Slobby.
Well, we's a gang. We are a gang.
All those saying them set of police there, crooked police, dirty cops.
To go for dirty
check.
government.
Okay. But now they're asking the people to sell out their family. Sell out your family, even if you come and make a back door.
To bring money in the home.
That's why I say people need to learn the constitution of Dominica. Brother, a lot of people know the rules and regulation of a lot of sports games. In Dominica especially, I know there's a lot of Dominicans that know rules and regulation of sports games. Because you hear them saying, boy, the referees have all there. You understand? But how we don't know that referees have all there now? We have a referee controlling our game there right now in Dominica and we don't know he's a baller. Or we don't know he's a baller. Because we refuse to learn the rules of that game.
You check it. The rule of law.
We need to learn that.
Every day they say citizens should abide by the rule of law. So
$5 for it in the print tree.
the rule of law not for the
You
police.
can Google it online. The Constitution of Dominica.
Huh? It don't have rule of law for the police. Dominica
For
Police
one
Force, when they're talking about rule of law,
It's
they
for
don't
one
really say
set.
Dominica Police
No,
Force.
no, no.
I think I'll check it, you know. What that keeping the police, the magistrates, all these people, what rules and who guarding this, who enforcing that, who checking that these people abide by the laws of Dominica or abide by the laws of the society.
So that's why we need to, that's
We have
why
magistrates
we as the
doing what they
ombudsmen need
want.
to come on.
Huh?
That's why you need some ombudsmen now.
Boy.
You need some ombudsmen now.
Well, that is what we representing that
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
what it is, man.
Yeah, man.
Right now it's time for we the people to come on.
For sure.
Brother,
For sure.
and make these people
Yeah,
understand.
man.
That we know what is going on.
As the society,
Take the water that comes to
we cannot stand by and allow this imbalance, this unbalanced society. Because when you see this type of things, laws have been enforced against only one set of
The
people
customer complaints,
that
bro.
creating
customer
an
complaints.
unbalance in the society. And as long as the unbalance stay, we'll always have war, we'll always have tribulation, we'll always have oppression, we'll always have that disgruntled vibe where people going to want to kill one another.
Yep.
Not one, two, but they will kill one
No
another.
peace without justice.
You
Right
understand?
now we want justice.
So the rule of law is for all, not for oneself.
And we'll enforce it.
Yeah, that's why the constitution there is to allow the people to bring the balance back to the society.
We'll enforce it.
So when the
naturally.
system go in that rogue, corrupt state that we have there now, it's only the people that we, the people of the society, is on us to come and bring this balance back to the society.
You see, you see when we always, since we know ourselves, we know about the system and the system and the system, we feel the system is a thing that is constructed by a certain set of people. But the system is supposed to be set up and designed to facilitate we the people and the country. So we supposed to have a say in how the system is set up. You understand me? So when man hear about the system, and the system designed to manipulate us or whatever. We is who responsible for the system, you know. So we need to now take ownership and fix the system for it to benefit we the people. You understand me? Because the people and them that we put there, they just, they put the system to benefit themselves and to trample upon us. No, we need to do something now, and it's way overdue. And like we say, we're gonna, in closing, we're gonna tell you, you see, all the issues and them, we're gonna bring them out, and we're gonna bring them out, all out for you to see them all the issues. Because it's when you hear them one by one, you're checking like, oh, that when you see all, you will understand what we're facing. So you want to put all in front of you. You understand me? And don't forget,
those we not even aware.
you understand what I'm telling you? Imagine that. Yeah, man, don't forget Saturday, right here, 5 o'clock.
Newton 7.
Yeah, Newton 7 and candlelight vigil for the late Slobby and justice. Yeah, not for just for him, but for all. Because it could be any one of us. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Right. No justice. You understand me?
In a police station, beaten to death.
And you have a police force where the good ones getting fed up and wanting to leave, you know, bro.
The damn good ones, you know. Because they're sitting down and they see all this nonsense, you never, you know. You don't see no whistleblower, you don't see no witness, you don't see no nothing. You check, so to me, they're good police, yeah. All of them in one gang.
You can't state with this with the kind of a corrupt leadership the police have here right now.
Well, one gang not there, to me. Because the same ones you say, oh, them man good. Them man coming together in them same dirty police and brutalize you, my brother.
I've spoken to a lot of police officers who've retired because they're so fed up of the system within the police force.
But they don't come in forward and do nothing about it.
No, and my point is that those who want to do the policing like they did it 20 and 30 years ago, they're so frustrated to leave. And they will replace them with people who will do their bidding. And so now we have a system.
Yeah, but they're not coming forward and provide no information. They're not coming forward and do nothing about what has happened.
Yeah,
so to me, them are just as bad.
Yeah, man, be brave and stand up, my brother. Stand up for Dominica. Stand up for Dominica, Rasta, man.
If you know,
Babylon.
if you know what happened,
Everybody.
you know what happened, you run away from it. At least come forward, provide information, do something. You check, build some kind of awareness, create something, do something.
Start the
You
conversation.
check them and they're doing nothing. You
Stand
check
up.
to me. I just watch all them police.
Call me
dirty
forward,
cops.
sons and daughters. Call me forward, sons and daughters. Stand up for Dominica.
Because I
All
watch
for
the
each
CD day when them
and
man
each for
brutalize
all.
me. Huh? The day when them man brutalize man. I don't hear not one police come forward and say, well, yeah, not to do this, or boy, or they know what they're doing, you're not right, or you check me, you never hear nothing like that. Everybody does who turn their head, who you check, pretend like they don't see what happening, or nah, there are no good police, my brother. All them man is one dirty gang, you check. And until they don't start to act like they actually real about what happening and can come out and try to, like you say, even if you start a conversation, even if it's do something publicly, you're just as dirty and corrupt as them, man. Because in my total existence on this earth, in Dominica, I've never heard of a policeman being sent to jail over no type of physical abuse. You check me? And how much man died? See the time of proportion on them, man. Fellas say how much 20 something Dominicans died during that era. You check? And you cannot tell me it was just them man was just bad. You check? You got fellas that telling you they were on the road and police just meet them, hold them, beat them, cut their locks, do them things. You check? So it had a lot of nonsense, and we as a society, we have to investigate them things and deal with them things. You check? Even after, yeah, the dread and all them kind of things, yeah. Yeah, years of police brutality. I grew up in a community where I witnessed and seen police beat man in my sight as a little youth man growing up. Right here on the streets of Harlem, Newtown, Sesame Street, I see policeman. But beat man like as if.
Boy, I see that myself, my brother, man, police, 3-4 police jump on my uncle for like a roach, my brother, a roach. When the man see them police come, the man send the roach on the house. The man throw the roach away, the man jump on the man down, my brother, trample on the man and climb on the man's shoulder to go and get the roach, you know, to bring the man down. For a roach rasta. But march, but that's up to now, yo. That's poor and that's this, that's
nothing for that.
Yeah.
None of them policemen, they never go jail.
You check it?
You check.
Man laughing.
You going, boy.
I hear them.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, man.
And see that same thing, we have a commissioner today called Beth. The man shoot Nicholas way. Nicholas running away, jumping a fence. You shoot the man. Bam. Now you so know what you do not right. You pay Nicholas not to come back for free.
But a police should cock him
And-
on Montego.
Yeah.
Instead they bring the man for the let the man leave the island.
Boy, look nonsense.
Yeah, man.
And people go tell me it have good
Too long,
police.
my
But
boy.
they are good police, boy. You mad man. It
How
don't have
long
good
police
police.
brutality have been going on, not just in our community but in the country.
Don't have good police. Until them man don't start to come together and turn against one another for doing nonsense.
Yeah, man.
The same way man that stand on one another in the street for doing nonsense.
Yes, sir.
Is the same way we're supposed to be turning against one another and make man sick. But no boy, nonsense you doing, my brother.
Yeah, man.
It's because them man so comfortable and them man so no matter what they do, Mr. wouldn't go back and say nothing. Mr. wouldn't turn and reject me. Whether you are good, whether they try to promote you and try to sell you as a good cop, you just turn a blind eye.
But that's how it is at the head.
I
Eh?
just agree with
That's
that.
how it is at the head.
You check me? And that is the same thing I say. Just like what happened to man in the police station there. We brutalized by police. What happened? The acting commissioner stand up right there. See what happened. Witness what happened. Know the policeman wrong. Go back. They go back upstairs. Watch it on their video. You check? See what happened. You see for yourself. These people wrong. This thing just... You check me, you still come. You understand what I'm saying? You still allow man to stay in a cell. You still allow the same officers now to take us to court
Yeah.
and
Man,
dragging that
my
thing,
brother.
going on.
Well,
So
man.
you telling me now,
Oh, you man.
if only cops that was there, not one policeman ever come forward and say, well, nonsense that
Yeah.
you the commissioner, acting commissioner, don't come in forward and say, well, yo, you check me as the senior man, I see what happened there, and I know for certain that you officers are wrong. And this, you check
man,
me,
dismiss that,
let us
my
try
brother.
to come together and resolve the issues. But no, it's like a war against the civilians and the police, and it's a war against us and the, but it's fine, you check. Because at the end of the day, it's one mission. All of all you have to go.
Of course.
All of all you have to go.
Trust me, and I do repossess
Justice,
all the
justice,
people and all of all that believe all kind of property, all kind of thing. All that belongs to the state and repossess all the state's property.
Justice is justice.
All the state property. I have all the fun in enjoy yourself in Rasta.
Yeah, man, justice has to be done.
Trust me. One day, come in.
Yeah, man.
Trust me, it's time. People give thanks all the viewers, all the for the likes, the shares, the comments. You know what I mean? Yeah, the movement is growing and we're growing stronger, we're not relenting. You know what I mean? And we're gonna keep it going and we're gonna step it up like Tola say. After Easter, we're in the town in the weekdays, Yeah, we're going by the bus stop there, we're gonna go by because you have enough people in the bus stop all over the place. Yeah, so we
Even back by the police station.
yeah, man. We set up our
Everywhere,
yeah, man, our sound system, we jamming. Yeah, man, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna, yeah, man, we stepping up the pace. Yeah, man. The volcano, time for the volcano to erupt. You understand me? Yeah, we're gonna do it, and we're not gonna stop. Nothing stopping us. No retreat, no surrender. We're not giving up until we get this done. We get to take our country back. That's been stolen from us, and it's time to take it back, Rasta. I'm telling you right now, time to take back Dominica. Yes, that we say. What you say, Professor?
Yeah, well, you don't know myself. I have a kind of blood there. You check. I myself, it's long time I want to eat it, but it's not just up to me alone. Check.
Yeah, man.
But it has to be done. One way or the other, it has to be done.
It will be done.
Yeah. You see me? And I willing and I ready to go forward. Long time I ready to go forward, but it's just
What you say, neighbor?
up to us the people and
And your
yeah,
final
you
words
know.
Final words, well, boy.
for the night.
My view is we have to keep, we have to all keep educating people, making them, giving them opportunities to think for themselves, to interact, to exchange ideas, to better understand what's going on, so that we can all understand that we all have a responsibility here. Not just a small group. Every single Dominican have a responsibility to stand up and be part of that move to change, be part of that demand for better, raising the bar, demanding that all politicians who seek to represent the people are truthful and honest, and working towards the benefit of the state rather than for their own self-interest. And that's how I see it.
Well, what I say, because I always say, time to shall be the government. That's what I have to say. Time to shall be the government.
wow, time to get
Yeah, man, the place is getting
Get
back
in.
to work, yeah. We're going back to worse.
The Chinese situation is a serious situation, my brother. Yeah, so we have to get rid of that. Good night to Dominicans, everybody, to all the diasporas, all the locals, everybody and abroad. Big respect to all the supporters and all the fans. We all know there is some who love us, some who don't love us. Some might like our opinion, some might not like our opinion. But brother, we don't matter that at the end of the day.
We're going forward.
Yeah, we're looking for a better Dominica, brother. We're not looking for a better of ourselves, we're looking for a better Dominica. That we stand there, brother, a better Dominica.
I love it, Tola. We're looking for better for ourselves.
No, we're not looking for what Dominica can do for us. Right now, we're looking for what we can do for Dominica.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.